Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. So in today's video, I wanted to share my daily routine in terms of my gypsum farm, what I do specifically to get each gypsum I need, and how I prepare. Also, if you are like me, some days you will just not have as much time to play as others might, so I will also share which I skip when necessary and why. So let's get into it. So the first thing I do when I log in is go from town to town collecting the gifts from the trees in each. This is easy and fast gypsum complete. Simply visit 3 trees and get my diamond gypsum at each and done. The winter convergence has made this easy, and I really recommend anyone out there who needs to get their expertise up do this every day. Do not miss a day. It only takes about 5 minutes, and don't forget this one won't be available to us forever, so take advantage of it now. Yes, I know there will always be events, but we have no idea on when or how often, so better to grab these free bumps while we can. Then, once I am done with that one, I move on to the next easiest in my opinion, the ruby gypsum. You of course get this one from Outpost Rush, and you only need 2. You also get it for just playing, no win required. So even on those bad days when you get a group of bots or people who simply don't even seem interested in trying, you still can unlock it very quickly. This one will take a little longer than the last one however, because as you know, you have the queue times plus the game time. So you're looking at an hour or so to complete this one. It won't be the fastest, not even close, but it is a no-brainer and you basically just show up to get it. After I am done my Outpost Rush games, I head to Ebonscale Reach. I go to the Lover's Shrine Teleport Shrine and walk up to Skysong Crypt. Here is where I will be farming my Obsidian Gypsum. I have found this to be the most relaxed, fast, and easy way to get this gypsum done each day. He is easy to kill. Usually you'll see 3 to 5 other people here, so just be sure to do your share of damage for the drop. But if you are alone, he is not difficult to solo. He hits pretty hard, yes, but his attack is slow and has a big animation. So simply side hop, roll, whatever, just strafe to the side, and you will avoid his attack. Bring healing potions in case you get hit, set a camp up outside and you will be fine. The nice thing about doing it at this guy is he also drops the Jewel Crafter's chest piece fairly regularly, which is an easy sell for 2 to 3k, and drops a few nice items that may be of use to you. He has the same rules governing his loot as a lot of creatures in New World. His drops will scale only to its current monster level, so roughly 520, which is meh, it won't help your expertise. But if your expertise in any of the slots is 590 of the items he drops, then he will have a small chance, and yes it is small, to drop them in expertise 600 legendary version. I do still use the ice gauntlet he drops while doing chest runs. It is not of any particular combat use, but it is a weapon with luck on it, which up until this Christmas event was pretty rare. He respawns very fast, roughly every 3 minutes, and I get the gypsum on a roughly 2 to 1 kill ratio versus the drop, so it generally only takes 15 to 20 minutes, because you only need 3. Now that I have completed these, I head back to Lover's Shrine. Here is where I will begin on getting my Amethyst Gypsum. Usually there are 4 or 5 groups already gathered here, but if not, I simply post in chat, looking for more for Ebonscale Portal Train, meet at Lover's Shrine, kiss kiss. And within moments, there is a large group. Usually I form 3 to 4 parties. The portals in Ebonscale are nice because the map is nice and flat. Not a lot of real obstacles like ridges to walk around or swamps to wade through, just constant running portal to portal. So you will get this one done very quickly. And as a bonus, you will also get 60 plus corrupted boxes, which will give you a small, and yes, very small, once again chance at an additional expertise bump, a fair amount of gold and Azoth, and you will get the corrupted shards needed for making expedition keys. These are important for gypsum later, of course. After this is done, I head back to town. Now, I always keep a large supply of layered leather on hand for this part, but if you don't, you will need to go out and farm some, or cloth, or metal, whichever you desire. After you have farmed it, do not upgrade it past tier 4, so in this case layered. I do this because a very small amount will wrap your aptitude meter around like a clock on a long weekend from work. So as you can see, although yeah, ironwood farming is good, nothing beats refining in terms of getting this emerald gypsum done instantly. So just keep a good stockpile of tier 4 mats laying around, and this one is nothing. I love these ones because like many of you, I have a family and other obligations, so the less time I waste the better. Now, for the one that I know people will argue with me about, because I have seen and heard many different ways of doing this, and all of them are perfectly valid and good. So if you do not do it this way, I'm not saying your way is wrong, I just prefer this way and I will explain why. So the Topaz Gypsum. The first time I did this one, I did it in Shattered Mountain, and I suffered from the same painful issue many have, which is missing one of my drops somewhere and being stuck at 9 because the game, I guess, does not count how many you pick up, but how many dropped even if you failed to see it. It is the most frustrating thing I've encountered in this game to date, I will say right now. So I had two thoughts. First being, I had no iron hide in stock the day I did this for the second time, and I wanted a controlled, non-chaotic place to farm it so I wouldn't lose bags. So I headed out to the good old boars in Eden Grove and set up my camp and made my gypsum potion. This worked out great. I collected enough ironhide for days and days of doing my emerald refining, and I got all of my topaz gypsum in less than 20 minutes of mass pulling the boars into a nice neat pile. Skinning them is a must, even if you are tossing the hides, because you will end up with ridiculous supplies, and no, they don't sell worth a damn, but sometimes the bags will be buried in corpses. The nice thing here is, the rare meats come in extra handy for aptitude leveling your cooking for all the rare mats and recipes, so it's a win-win. After I've completed this, I head back to town and begin the daunting task around the last gypsums I need. These two types will be the most time-consuming and costly of the bunch. If you are a fresh 60 and are not in a decent company, you may struggle with. I advise everyone, if you have the means, getting stonecutting to 200 and get yourself a stonecutter set. These are critical for these because you will save so much gold, they will pay for themselves 10 times over in like 2 weeks. So I begin always with the Saphire Gypsum. You only need one, so it isn't so bad. However, because everyone is doing it, things have changed. The keys to get into Lazarus Instrumentality and Genesis have a cooldown and are crafted at some expense of both time and gold. You have the option here to either make your own key, which will cost you a fair amount, but you'll be able to charge people 2 to 3k per seat to join, which won't be difficult, trust me. These groups fill instantly, even at those prices. Or you could buy a seat for a key someone else has made. Now, I want to address something here. I see constantly in chat people flaming over the cost of these seats, and everyone's entitled to an opinion. But I would like to just shed light on what goes into this endeavor so maybe you understand why you are paying. First, the player making the key has to level stonecutting to 200. This is easy enough, but not cheap. Lodestone is remarkably rare these days. It used to be nothing, but now, with the changes and it having a decent demand put together with the real lack of nodes, you're looking at almost 1 gold per lodestone to supplement your leveling as you farm, and you are going to need almost 100k to level stone cutting, so yeah, they have heavily invested. On top of that, they need the legendary tier of the corrupt stones, which again are bound, can't be traded, which means they have to go out and do portals for hours, because of course, like always in this game, the portals give the tier 1 shards almost always, so they will need so many to upgrade all the way. Then the chisel, again bound, so can't shortcut that either. Requires 7,000 marks, and now that you can't power farm marks like the old days, is a decent commitment, along with 500 gold just to buy it. Then they need 30 various quintessence, hundreds of motes, legendary artifacts from elite chests, and if you're making the Lazarus key, which most endgame players desire running, because it is the most likely to drop your bisque gear, you will also need 10 blight seeds from Genesis. No, I am not breaking this down in order to drag out my video like a kid doing a PowerPoint. I am breaking it down because it's a long list, right? So paying this poor bastard who farmed all this crap 2k that took you 15 minutes to farm doing Christmas trees and your 2 outpost rushes and selling a few orichalcum or asmodium is not that big of an ask, and for your payment, get guaranteed expertise bumps inside these instances. And yes, it is a lot better since the update. Your pop-up will be going off like crazy throughout the run if you are a newer player. So I guess what I was trying to say is don't hassle your key makers. If you don't like the idea of paying, that's fine. That's totally fine. Be a key maker instead. Trust me, the profit is not what you think it is. Okay, sorry. Now that we are past that, yes, this is worth doing, regardless of all the work, every day. The gypsum is nice, but the secondary rewards are so much more worth it. So although the investment is high, the payout over time is much more. Not to mention it is probably the closest to group play fun you will have in this game at the moment. So stop complaining about no endgame and go do them. The final gypsum is the Arena Citrine Gypsum. This one I skip, and here's why. The cost of the key is high, too high for an arena. They aren't that hard and they are fast, But a key that costs around 1500 gold to make, uses half of your daily runestone cooldowns, and only has one boss, and one box reward, and one gypsum, paying out maybe +2 expertise. Nah, you're better off using this time to run elite chests again in Shattered Mountain. If you are in a big company and someone has the keys made and offers you a slot for a couple hundred gold, sure, jump on it. But for the most part, I skip this one completely. They want us to play these arenas, which I will admit are fun, and have interesting encounters for the most part. Drop the key price then. Even make the key a potential reward for doing expeditions as an add-on or something. Or give us a stupid daily quest from some NPC outside of the arena where we can do something to earn a key. I don't know. Or simply remove the runestones from the key craft. So anyway guys, enough of me ranting about keys. That's my daily gypsum routine. The whole thing takes roughly 5 hours if my group for expeditions are slow pullers, and sometimes, if I am playing with friends, it goes much faster. If you don't have that kind of time to play, as I know many don't, I would recommend doing the expeditions first. This will provide you with the most bang for your time. You won't only get the gypsum upgrades, but you will get many more along the way. If you are an endgame player, with most of your slots maxed already, then meh, you can skip the expeditions and bang out every single other one I listed previously in about 2 hours and call it a day. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope this maybe helps some of you who have been asking me about where I do my gypsum dailies. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.